Pretendadultworld going bad to bad. TNZ and we killing the rap. I'm about to get the stats and you.
Hey, oh,
I don't want to do
yeah.
to it. Yeah.
What's up, y'all?
Welcome back. I was looking at the YouTube channel and we got 20 views is not a lot, but we're trending,
In the right direction.
in the right direction.
Oh, you just gotta trust the process.
trust
it.
Yes. So, whoever's out there, we want to thank you, pals. Pretend adult listeners.
Thank you.
Pals, for joining us at Pretend Adult World. He's T, I'm Z. Not to be confused with TMZ. Not at all. So, hey. We are, and you gotta forgive us. We both had some troubles this week, but we're here with the super late post Super Bowl.
Better late than never.
Better late than never. Where do we start? You know who I feel bad for? Not Julio.
He balled out. I don't feel bad for him.
No. But you would feel bad for him because the rest of the teammates didn't do what they needed to do.
Yeah, you're right.
But not Julio. Not the fans of the Falcons. But you know who I feel bad for?
Who?
All the exotic dancers out there that came for the weekend. Hold on a second. I got some research.
Yes.
Let me look through these files.
Per pause.
Pretend Adult World Sports. The potential for income for that Super Bowl Sunday from the third to fourth quarter went down 2,000%.
Shit.
2,000. I know, it's crazy.
Man, I feel bad for him too.
Magic
City Monday was gonna be like no other Monday ever.
I mean, we talked. Jesse Tuggle was Ray Buchanan, Chris Chandler, Dominique Wilkins. Like,
hoes were gonna be twerking in the streets, bro. In the streets, bro.
It was booty in the trees.
Man, the city was so ready, boy. Atlanta. I feel it, man. It was a joke at first, One part of me, I was really like, just so happy that the Falcons lost. Like, I was just on cloud 9. Being a Bucks fan, it just really made my night. But the other part of me, I felt bad for the city. Like, I never lived in like a city that won the Super Bowl, so or a championship city when they win it. And I was kind of looking forward to that, experiencing the parade and just seeing the city just jubilant and just celebrating a championship. It's been a while since Atlanta has. They've only won one championship ever in a professional organization.
And it's baseball, and nobody cares about baseball.
Right. So that was just
But the actual game. So Atlanta got out to a big lead. Devontae Freeman was running. You know why they lost? Because nobody did the dirty bird when they scored. But anyway, they get out to a big lead.
They threw the A's.
Nah, we need a dirty
Piece up, A-Town down.
We need a dirty bird.
Yeah, you're right.
So,
but yeah, they did get out to a big lead. What was funny, the Super Bowl really started out, I don't think, the way any of us expected. Like a no score first quarter. That was very weird. I was like, wow, this is gonna be like a 18 to 14 game or something. Right. And then that second quarter, boy, the Falcons took off. Devontae Freeman got off to a good start. Tevin Coleman. Matt Ryan was on point, but yeah, it was looking bad. 21 unanswered points in the second quarter by Atlanta.
Right. So what was it? 21.
Oh well, it's 21-3. Yeah, they actually kicked the field
21-3.
goal before the half ended. Right. So going into halftime, how did you feel about the game?
I was kind of excited. Like, I was getting hyped. Like,
you and the rest of Atlanta.
Typically, you know, in the past years, this is what Atlanta does. So they get up early in the first half.
But this was a different Atlanta team. That's what everybody was saying. This year, this team is different. We don't get up and we're gonna stay up. You know,
it was up until the fourth quarter. But so I was hyped. Like I was like, it's 21-3. Tom Brady's getting demolished. I was like,
yeah, and that was the really big thing was that Atlanta's defense was looking unbeatable.
Yes.
Wow. You know, I think their rookies really went off. Yeah, yep. And Jones went off and had like 2 sacks, I think, in the first. Did he have like 3 sacks in the entire game?
He had two.
He had 2 in the first half.
And they had the pick six.
The pick six. Oh my gosh.
So I was excited. I'm like, they're gonna win the Super Bowl. I was already planning to go to Mag City on Monday. I'm like, they win tonight, I might just slide through Folly.
You're getting that email already. Hey, won't be in.
I'll
today.
be in I'll be working from home all week.
Switching my remote days this week.
But the one of the tell signs to me was, even though Atlanta was up 21-3, the Patriots were still dominating in time of possession. So it was kind of like you could sort of see it coming, because even if you're up 21-3,
that's what all the commentators were saying. Everybody was saying that, like, you know what, or Atlanta only had about 3 or 4 minutes. Well, I'll say maybe like 5-6 minutes. And the Patriots had the ball for maybe like 20 something minutes of that first half. Even for the entirety of the game, like the Patriots ran like 97 plays.
Tom Brady threw the ball 67 times.
97 plays, man. That's unheard of.
Right.
When you think about that, combined, the teams run about 40-something plays combined for an average game.
Right.
These fools ran 90-something plays.
Dude, was Chip Kelly secretly the offensive coordinator out there? Because that's some Chip Kelly stuff right there.
You know what happened when they went into halftime? Bill Belichick looked at Tom Brady and said, "Hey, it's time to start cheating." Hey, we try to play it, you know, the right way. Now it's time to play it our way. You know? So
let me put that phone call into Trump. Let him know we'll be there on Tuesday.
Right. Hey guys, let's cheat. Hey, that was 1/2 of good fun, you know, fair football. Now, hey, let's pull some air out of them balls and
let's get to work.
Air it out. Yeah. Right.
What's the slogan?
Do your job. Right.
But and there was another statistic that I saw where the Falcons only ran the ball 6 times in the second half.
I think they ran the ball 10. Well, Devontae Freeman only had 10 carries.
Yeah.
But he had 75 yards on 10 carries. Man, all right. That was a great stat, too. But with all that being said, okay, the Falcons were up big. Then the Patriots came back. It all came down to really one possession. Well, I'll just say one drive where the catch by Julio, that's one of the big catches. That catch by Julio, when he tiptoed in, 10 toes down, game was over. I looked at, I was with Teddy, and I said, man, the game is over. They were on their own 22. Well, right. the Patriots 22, right? Is right. How they said? Yeah. They were on the 22-yard line. 4 minutes left in the game. Up 8.
Roughly around there.
You're up 8. Run the ball. Just run. You don't even. You know what? You didn't even have to run the ball. You could have took three kneels. You could have knelt the ball 3 times.
Literally.
And kick the field goal and win the game. But even if you didn't make the field goal, you could at least milk the clock down. You know what I mean? Like,
And in that possession or that drive, and now not for the entire game, but that drive specifically, I'm putting it on Devontae Freeman, because that last, I want to say it was a 3rd down play where Matt Ryan took the sack. The play was to go.
The play before that, they got a holding call. So there's two things that happened in that drive. So after Julio made that big catch, first down, I think they threw the ball. It was incomplete. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Then second down came. Second down. I think they got the. They got like a 8-yard run or something like that,
Yeah.
or pass. Anyway, it was like what, 3rd down and 1 or something like that, right?
Right.
Then the holding penalty came, and they did like a play action. The holding penalty came, and then
The next play was Devontae.
right, then Devontae Freeman,
So the play, it looked like
missed
it was
the block,
for,
missed the chip block. Or
yeah.
something? Okay.
The play looked like it was for Julio and Sanu to kind of go out into the left, and it was kind of like a levels play. And so the blitz came from Matt Ryan's right, and he's looking left, and Devontae Freeman, he chip blocked. But then he didn't go out for a route. He kind of turns back around like, oh, snap. I guess I was really supposed to gauge him. And it's like Matt Ryan's thinking, okay, I got protection
time.
on the right side. I should have been able to get that. So
yeah,
to me, that was like really the big thing there. And then, you know, with the defense being on the field that long, you know, you can only give Tom Brady so many chances. So,
yeah,
you know, from there, we pretty much know what happened.
And like you said, like, man, hats off to that defense for, you know, doing what they did in the first half and trying. They really play hard, man. But you can't expect. I don't care how good the defense is. You got the best defense in the league. You can't expect them to be out there on the field for 97 plays,
Right.
and not give up any points.
Just a matter of time.
It really is, man. So, you know, came down. It was a couple of calls. You think like as a, you know, as an offensive coordinator, you feel like, hey, I could have called that game better, but hey, some stuff just happened for the. Oh, and the fumble was big too. So they had that fumble, that Matt Ryan fumbled like at their own like 20-yard line, 30-yard line. They had a short field. Patriots took advantage of that. And then, of course, that catch by Edelman. Wow.
Yeah.
That catch by Edelman was big, man.
I'm putting in the conspiracy theory, though. Like I said on the other podcast, though, you know, they just had to get somebody in there to meet Trump.
He had magnets. He had magnets in the glove.
They had to get somebody in to meet Trump, but you know, I'm not even gonna say hats off. All I gotta say is next year, man, let's make sure your Bucks versus my Steelers in the Super Bowl, right? Let's
shake on that. We're calling it right now. We're calling it right now. Bucks win by field goal.
I don't know, Aguayo. But yeah, so next year, Bucks Steelers Super Bowl. So that gives us our super late Super Bowl recap. We're gonna take a quick break and come back with a little bit more sports. All right? Sound good?
Quick word from our sponsors that we don't have yet.
Right. All right, we're back from our break, and now let's jump into Wheeler. We have Wheeler versus Pebblebrooke. Not only part 2, but also part 3. So last Friday, for the second to last game, it was the second to last game for the
season. Yeah.
Wheeler played Pebblebrooke on ESPN. They actually moved the game from 7:30 to 5:30. Didn't tell anybody. I didn't go. I don't think you went either.
Nah.
But I did watch it, and so I caught the first quarter and the fourth quarter in overtime. Wheeler just didn't really show up in the first. They were turning the ball over. Oh, Colin, Young Bull Sexton, was out with a concussion, so he did not play. But the rest of the Pebblebrooke team did come to play. They got out to a huge lead, like 30-10 in the first quarter. And then I'm not sure what happened between the second and third, but it looked like Wheeler finally decided to show up in the fourth, started running the full court press trap in. They got back in the game, missed some free throws, and ended up sending the game into overtime. And then Drew Drennan shout out to you, hit the game-winning 3 in overtime over Darius Perry.
Big time.
Big time 3, looking like Devin Booker's little cousin out there. Hit the big time 3, so Pebblebrooke won that game. Then leading into their region tournament, Westlake won the region, so they had the number 1 seed. Pebblebrooke had the number 2 seed, Wheeler 3, and Campbell 4. So we got Wheeler versus Pebblebrooke Part 3 again on Friday. Once again, the Young Bull did not play, but the rest of the team did.
This is so. The second game he sits out, right? I need to figure out what the protocol is for concussions in high school, because of course he looked, ready to go, jumping around doing backflips on the sideline. But
he's an energetic guy.
Yeah, I'm seeing him. He looks hype. He looks ready, and I'm like, well, why they still got him, out of the game? But anyway, continue.
I think because of he probably could have played, but because they were able to beat Wheeler the week before without him, the coaches probably figured, well, we could rest him one more game. We don't absolutely need him, and they did.
Yeah.
They won 60-59. So yesterday, Pebblebrooke plays Westlake for the region championship, and Westlake came out on fire. Hit like 5-6 threes in the first quarter. They came to play like, we don't care who you guys are. We won state last year. Like, we're the real deal. Mm-hmm. One of the members from the Young Bull entourage almost got the Charles Oakley treatment from security. He was on the sideline yelling at the refs and yelling at the team to get the ball to Colin. Into which Elias Harden responded, sit your ass down. I like to see the...
What?
Yes. They were at the free throw line, and he told him, sit your ass down. So I like to see that the players were responding because, I get that, those are probably his family members, and they're excited, but at the same time, it's a team game,
Mm-hmm.
It's not all about him.
Right. And that this boy Colin is he's talented, but I just feel that sometimes I can see this as a potential issue for him, in the next stage. Is he's really off court stuff. He's really got a lot of distractions around him. So,
and it's not even really him. It's just the entourage that's around him. You're gonna end up in a situation.
But with his kind of personality, like you say, he can find himself in a lot of bad situations. So hopefully, he learns, or he surrounds himself with some good people in his circle, and they, continue to develop him as a young bull.
Yes,
develops into a mature bull.
Yeah, the mature bull.
The mature bull, right? On the next level. So.
Yeah, we definitely want to see him do well. But Westlake got cheated. That's what I'm saying. I don't even go to Westlake, and I was upset. So you get to the fourth quarter, and Westlake had been out for the majority of the game. Colin does what Colin does. Drive to the basket. He's getting some calls here and there that are a little questionable.
Did he make one from the Wildcat whisker?
I think he did. I think he did. Cool. So Westlake, had a chance to really put it away with free throws at the end, but they were having a little trouble converting the free throws. So they're up by 3 points with 5 seconds left. And Pebblebrooke has to inbound the ball under their own basket and dribble it all the way down the court and hit a 3 to tie the game. So they inbound the ball to Colin. He dribbles, does a spin move, gets maybe 3 or 4 steps past half court, fires, and misses. It's the side of the rim, but he missed it. So everybody in the crowd's like, yeah, Westlake won. Their fans are cheering. But wait. There's a twist. Maybe M. Night Shyamalan directed this game because there's a twist. Someone air quotations, forgot to start the clock.
So you were at the game, right?
Yeah.
Did you notice that?
Yeah,
Okay.
everybody did.
So he just shot it so no buzzer went off when everyone started celebrating, right?
No.
So everyone the team celebrating.
The refs blew the whistle.
Oh, okay, got you.
And so the coach on the Westlake side is like, look, that's game. Like, it clearly took him more than 5 seconds to dribble from one end of the court to almost the other end and put that shot up.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're sitting there trying to, hash it out.
I guess the most fair thing to do was to replay down, right?
I mean,
redo it to give them the ball, inbound the ball again, right?
I guess. However, they decided to put 1 second on the clock and let them inbound it from half court, which I think that's unfair, because you clearly get an advantage inbound the ball from half court as opposed to
with only 1 second.
Still, from half court compared to inbounding the ball from under your own basket.
Court. So do you think they should have got 1 second full court?
If they were gonna,
or you're saying, because you're saying that they got an advantage, right? Going half court. So you think they should have just did it all from 5 seconds?
Yeah,
full court.
Because this is not the NBA or the NCAA, even though Hoop Diamonds and all these other YouTube channels there, I'm pretty sure they could have reviewed the footage right then and there,
right?
If they really needed to. But it's high school basketball,
Everybody high school don't got the instant replay analysts upstairs in the
I don't think
penthouse. The penthouse.
I don't think Dick Vitale and the ESPN crew's there. By the way, we saw Rick Pitino.
Yeah, shout out to Coach P. We saw him at the game.
He was at the game.
At the Wheeler versus Pebblebrooke game on Friday. So that
shout
was
out to him with his swag rag on.
Yeah.
But so they got to inbound the ball at half court, throws it over top to Colin, and lo and behold, he hits the 35-footer to send the game in overtime.
Colin for three.
I don't think should have counted anyway, because for him to catch the ball, jump, and he kind of double pumped because two people went to contest the shot. A lot happened in 1 second, I'll put it that way.
Wow.
But he hit the shot.
What an ending, though.
Yeah, but he hit the shot. So from there, the Pebblebrooke crowd, they just stormed the floor, which also should have been a technical. And so the Wheeler security is trying to get the people off the floor, like, hey, there's a game still going on here.
Wow.
So the refs, didn't really get under control. But once they got the people off the court, they went into the overtime. Pebblebrooke got out to an early lead. Westlake had a chance at the end, but there were a few costly turnovers, and Pebblebrooke ended up winning 87-83. So they win the region. Hard-fought game by Westlake, but I think if they play again, Westlake will take it. Albeit, if those same refs aren't there, because one of them, I'm not going to say all of them, but one of them was definitely intimidated by the young Bulls entourage. And then another one, you could kind of tell, like, he was getting into the game himself, like when he was calling calls, like Colin going for a layup and he'll call a block, like he was getting hyped because the crowd was getting hyped because he was making
so he emphasizes his hip action
had the
when
Joey
he calling the block.
Going on. So, but either who, Pebblebrooke won. So next week we'll start the state tournament.
Who's your pick for state?
I got the bracket right here
with
me. So Newton's only lost one game. McEachern's went undefeated. I'm going with McEachern and Norcross because McEachern hasn't lost a game all year. Like, you got to reward him for that. And Norcross, they got Rashawn Hammonds.
Oh, yeah, these are some good teams. Oh, man.
Yeah, so I might be at a couple games. We may or may not, per Pretend Adult World Sports Pause, may have a recap for that next week. But we'll see what happens. So that brings me to my next topic. T.
Z.
I have a problem, man.
All right. That's why we're here. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about this.
I hear these songs on the radio, and I'm like, oh, this is hot. this new. We're both fans of Travis Scott, right?
Straight up.
Straight up. Like, I hear these songs on the radio, and I'm like, oh, this is nice. It's Travis Scott. Or sometimes I might think it's like, oh, this is a new Party Next Door, and it's like Tory Lanez or Ty Dolla $ign. I'm like, why every time I think I hear a hot song,
it's somebody you don't want to hear it from, right?
I mean, I don't
Not
mind
that you
Ty
have
Dolla
it,
$ign.
but it's like
But Tory Lanez, why are you always sounding like somebody? Like, what is your sound? Like, I'm like, oh, that's a hot Chris Brown. Tory Lanez. Oh, snap. Travis Scott got a song with Meek Mill. Tory Lanez.
he's
Like,
a man of many. He dons many hats.
like it makes me upset because, like, what
And
is
it's funny
the
because
sound?
he actually does wear a lot of hats. You really, he's like Plies, right?
Like a
like-
Neo hat.
But he's like Plies because they always wear hats. You know why they wear hats though, right?
Why is that?
Have you seen Tory Lanez without a hat on though?
I know he had that one line about his hairlines.
Yeah, yeah. You guys Google that, pals. Y'all Google that. Tory Lanez, no hat.
But
Then Google Plies, no hat.
then buy me a hat. But so this got me to thinking, you know, when it comes to sports, you know, and this is another thing about our society. I call it the Family Guy theory, where whenever something happens, you always got to compare it to something else. So that got me to thinking about, you know, in sports, when you got a young and up and coming talent, you know, what do they do? Like, oh, well, who does he remind you of? Who does he play like? Like, think about Kobe Bryant, for instance. Like, oh, well, you know, he's like a young Jordan mixed with, you know, so and so or this and that. Or you might have another young kid come up. Oh, he's got Iverson quickness with, you know, a little Steph Curry shot and so on and so forth.
Right.
So why is it that in sports it's so applauded when a guy copies his game? Just take Kobe Bryant, for instance. Kobe Bryant copies his game off of Jordan, and they're like, oh, well, you know, he's a spitting image of Michael Jordan, or he's got, you know, his similar moves.
That's what Jordan would do.
Yeah, that's, you know, applauded. But then in music, where you got, oh, so-and-so is up and coming, they sound a little bit like Drake, or she might sing like Beyonce.
I like this.
You know, why
this is a good topic.
You know, to me, why is there such a difference between those two arts and allowing people to
why is it praised in one
field and not
and
the
then
other?
yeah. Huh. I think with music, because in sports, think about it. I guess there's only so many ways you can play basketball, right? Dribble the ball, you can shoot the ball. There's only so many different things you can do in basketball. We're like very set standard rules. It's not like you can take, you know, four dribbles, even though some players
he's changing the game.
Even though LeBron James is kind of, you know, evolving the game with that. You know, but, you know, you can only shoot a shot, and it's going to be worth either 2 points, 3 points, or free throw is always going to be worth 1 point.
Right.
So I think basketball is so limited in what you can really do to really like change the game. Whereas in music, the music industry, creativity is praised, and uniqueness is praised more than sounding like someone else. Like, that's why you have so many one-hit wonders, right?
Right. You know, I partially agree with that. Like you said, it is a big deal about creativity, but let's be honest. It's tough to be creative.
Yeah, it is.
You know?
You're right.
And music...
And go ahead, yeah.
Music in general, it's really a tough feel when you think about it.
When you really think about it.
Because, you know, you could be and you have the same thing in sports, but like you could be a great singer, but if you don't have, you know, the publicist, not even
Right,
that,
right.
if you just don't have a sound that people, you know,
are feeling at the time.
Yeah.
That's really what it is, because like I said, you can sing, you may be the next Whitney Houston, but if no one's not feeling that style, that's why they say time is everything in music.
really is.
But I want to say this about music. The greats actually do the most mimicking out of anybody. How many times have we heard a song by Drake or by Jay-Z or something, and they're actually pulling bars from older hits?
Right.
Hits, or the beats from, you know, classics.
Right. Sample.
How many times have you? Yeah. How many times have you heard a sample from what song is that? I want to say Biggie Smalls. Was it Juicy?
Yeah.
How many times has that song been sampled?
People, you know, stick with what they know.
What works, what people like. So if you really pay attention to music, even though they like to say like, oh, you know, they're so unique, they're so this and that, Drake is a big copycat. Jay-Z, another big copycat. I mean, they do have their own uniqueness, but a lot of stuff they're, you know, you can see what they're inspired by, you know, because they put it in their songs. So
Yeah, I think Drake does a good job of that. Like, he knows what's hot at the time, or artists that are, and he makes sure that, you know, he's in line with that. He's still himself, but that's who he is.
Right.
But he does a good job of making sure he stays in line. It's like, oh, well, you know, everybody likes 21 Savage, so let me do like a ratchet song with 21 Savage, or, you know, they're kind of feeling the reggae vibe right now.
they're liking
so
Migos. Let me steal that Migos style. Yeah.
So I mean, hey, hats off to him. You know,
I guess it's not more so about who's biting better. Right.
Yeah. Very true. Very true.
Yeah.
So that's gonna bring us to our second break, and when we come back, we're gonna discuss, you know, some of the movies that are coming out. Sound good?
Yeah, that sounds good.
All right, we'll be right back. And we're back. Now, I've been seeing a preview for this movie lately. I think it's called The Wall, with Matt Damon, I believe. Something about, you know, outer worldly creatures attacking.
So we're gonna talk about this movie.
Well, I just want to talk.
We're gonna talk about this movie.
I just want to bring up one
Oh,
thing.
good. I want to talk about it. One thing too. Well, there's a few. All right.
Every time I see the commercial for it, something just doesn't look right. You know, I'm like, something doesn't fit.
Something's off.
Something's a little bit off.
It's like it's a sore thumb, you know.
Something's missing. And you know what I figured it out, what it was? Matt Damon, but specifically, he needs to have a beard. Like the way that movie looks for it.
He needs to look more rugged.
Yes.
He's too well shaven and too pretty, like Hollywoodish.
Yes. Like, it bothers me so much watching it, because I'm like, he's so like clean shaven, and
then they gave him that
sway.
long ponytail wig. Like, I'm gonna tell you my problem with it, man.
Speak your mind, man. That's just
why does Hollywood always do this? Why do they do this with movies like this? Like with movies that take place in like other countries where predominantly there aren't a lot of Caucasians, right? Mm-hmm. Last Samurai with Tom Cruise. The Mexican with Brad Pitt. All right, I haven't seen these movies. Actually, I've probably seen these a long time ago. I don't really know what the movies were about, but still. Now we got The Wall with Matt Damon. Like, y'all gotta stop with this. Like, it's getting out of hand. He needs a beard and he needs slanted eyes.
Because when I'm watching it just makes me think about Game of Thrones, just kind of the scenery and stuff and the preview. But he's so clean shaven, like. Even in China, they have, not to be stereotypical, but like they would have like a little mustache, something.
Yeah.
You gotta give me something, like something.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's enough of that. So, the movie coming out this week that I want to get your thoughts on, A Cure for Wellness.
Mm-hmm. I want to see that. That's going to be good.
It kind of reminds me, and I'm doing the Family Guy thing right now, but it kind of reminds me just in premise a little bit of Shutter Island.
Yeah, I was gonna say that
where
with Leonardo DiCaprio, right? Yeah.
Shutter Island, where the lady says, once you're diagnosed as being insane, there's no going back, right? So that's what makes me interested. It seems like I don't know the main character's name or the actor, but it seems like he's trying to do some investigation over at a mental ward or mental hospital.
Yeah.
And then he's possibly going through like the treatment or whatever.
Well, yeah, it seems that the doctor that he's looking for, right? Because it wasn't a doctor that went missing or something like that.
Yeah, that was it.
Was actually treating. It looks like he's actually treating the patients at this place.
Treating air quotations.
And then somehow he finds himself being one of these patients. So it looks like it's gonna be. It looks good. It has a good setup. Potential to be a good thriller.
Yeah. While we're on the topic of movies, I have to do an edit, a revision from our last podcast. So, and I'm sorry. I'm completely sorry. Apparently, it's Anya Ivy Taylor, not Anna, and we just spent the entire time.
This is why we need someone editing for us.
So Anya, I'm sorry. I still love you. I thought you were great in the movie.
Can we call you A? Because clearly we can't get your name. Sorry about that.
You were great in that, and I still loved you in The Witch. But I know how much I hate when people pronounce my name wrong, and especially when I'm watching like sports and they don't correct themselves. So
they should do like what I guess what we do. T and Z. Like use more abbreviations. Like
no, we don't want to be lazy. That's a problem in our generation. Anywho, so the next movie that I want to get a brief take on, I believe that comes out next weekend. Not this weekend, but next weekend. Get Out, directed by our guy Jordan
We have to go
Peele.
see that, man, together. They're like, yeah.
So there's.
Oh, I'm so excited about that movie.
And I like about that, when everyone saw that Jordan Peele was directing it, they were thinking, oh, this is going to be a comedy. It's going to be hilarious.
Right.
And then you get into the preview and it's like, oh.
The tone is so dark. You're like, oh,
real shit going
right.
He's actually writing some stuff. But so it appears that there's a interracial couple and the girl.
They're newly in love, new couple, and it's kind of now it's time for you to meet the parents.
Mm-hmm.
So he's going to meet the girlfriend's parents, right?
Yes. And so they're in the preview they're driving up to the country town.
Tyrone, I'm so excited for you to meet my family. Oh my god.
Right. And so they actually get stopped on the way up there, and she's thinking, oh, they're only stopping him or stopping us because he's black and we're in a majority white town. But one of the interesting things I read in a YouTube comment, because they've got such great research there, they were saying that for that particular scene, maybe there had been some report that a black guy had gone missing, so that was actually the reason why he wanted to get the guy's ID to see, like, oh, well, maybe he's this guy that allegedly has gone missing. But we'll see.
We'll see. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool if that's what it ends up being. But yeah, we'll see. Or it could be like you said, like he's in on it, and he's trying to recruit. So,
but it looks very
well, we didn't finish saying what the movie was about. So yeah, so he's going to meet his girlfriend's family, the parents, in this nice neighborhood, secluded, rich, predominantly white neighborhood. And he notices, he's out there in the neighborhood spending time with the family, and there are black people there. However, all the black people that he sees or that he comes in contact with are all like working there, right? So
like servants, but slaves, but not.
We'll say
servants,
quote
but not
unquote,
slaves.
quote unquote hired
Help.
Right. So they're there, and they're all just a little off. Like he goes to pound the one brother, and he just greets him with the open hand. It's like, so
Come on, bro.
there's something off with all the black people there. They're all acting very weird, and what we're from what we can conclude from the previews is that they're controlling the black people there, and they're abducting black people and forcing them to work in that neighborhood for them. So really, really, it looks like it's gonna be a really good movie. I'm excited, man. I might, if it's good, I might see this one twice. I'm excited for Jordan Peele, and I really wish him a lot of success.
Definitely. The twist. Everybody's mixed.
The twist.
That just made me think of something we'll talk about real quick. Did you hear that they're doing a Netflix series for Dear White People?
You got onto the thing that went viral, right?
Yeah.
So I did I was looking at some Instagram comments. As there's a lot of research done there, a lot of good research.
Of course.
And I came across a comment that I saw a post talking about that, and the comment was like, "Oh, this show came out like last year on Netflix," which I'm not sure. I haven't watched it on Netflix yet, but they're like, "Oh yeah, this was already on Netflix, and now this is becoming viral. This story, like they're trying to bring this back up." Which, one thing I'm concerned with that is that, man, we really got to do our research when we're on the internet. Like, research, stuff, and because you never know what's out there and what people are trying to, get across.
Right.
And also, this is concerning because some people like to push in like this race agenda sometimes, and it's not the case all the time. Or they try to bring stuff back up to make, to keep this like issue going that we have in our country.
Keep the war going.
And I don't feel like it's helping us. I just feel like it's just making us more angry on both parties angry. When I say parties, black and white, and we're becoming more divided as opposed to connections.
And that's what it's all about. Connections.
Yeah.
Now we're gonna take another break, and when we come back, we're gonna do some more connections. Back at it. Now, there's this interesting, it wasn't an article because I heard it on the radio, but we'll just say topic that I wanted to bring up and get your thoughts on it. So, there was a lady that was on the radio, and she was basically something along the lines of like a dress consultant, telling people, how the things they wear affect how people treat them. Which I can understand that, if you're going out for a job interview, you want to make sure, you dress the part.
Right.
However, I understand it from a job interview perspective, but I always think about it this way. If you ask a person a question, say, what's 2 + 2? And there's two different people, and they both give you the answer 4, but one's wearing a suit, and the other is wearing a jogging suit.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter if they're giving you the answer.
They both got the same answer, right?
Right. So, in my opinion, it really shouldn't matter, but hey, we're in a society
right,
where they tell you don't judge a book by its character, but everything is so appearance based. But one of the things that was interesting to me that she said was, so if you're at a job and you should be wary not only the things that you wear but your accessories. She said if you working at a job and you have a watch or a pendant or something that's nicer than your superiors or your boss, you may be giving off the vibe that you don't really need that job and that you're better than them, which I thought was ridiculous. I don't know about you.
Wow. You know what? I can see it from a perspective of if the boss comes in, with the flashy car or, really, really nice suits that they can come off as, I mean, they are our superior, but like kind of like they're above you or, that you're less than them in a way. So I can see it from that perspective, but this is interesting to see it, from the other perspective that you don't need the job because, you got nice stuff.
Like, I just think it's ridiculous. Like,
yeah, that's
everything
crazy.
should be, not everything, but for the most part, if I'm doing my job and I'm being, respectful in my manner of communicating with my workers or co-workers, why does it matter, if I have a nice watch or I have, a nice car, whatever? Like, it's unimportant as far as pertaining to the job.
Yeah, this is a very traditional view. I'll say that much. The atmosphere of corporate America is really where we're going with this because corporate America's suit tie, kind of appearance, and you got to be very well kept and everything. So it can be kind of pointless when you're trying to find talent that they have to look the part as well as actually do the work too. But a lot of new age companies or companies that are coming out recently, I'd say as recent as when Google was founded, they've kind of adapted the approach that, or the culture that, hey, we don't care how you look coming into work. You ain't got to wear shoes. Look, as long as you can get that program running by 3 o'clock today, hey, do whatever you want to do, So, and I like that. And I hope that, more companies, like I said, the older established companies are less likely to do it, but I hope going forward that that's a trend that we continue to see trend in the positive direction. So
yeah, they're a little late to the party.
Yeah.
That brings me to our pretend adult world tip of the episode of the week. Trust the process. I used to live in Pennsylvania, so I'm a quarter 10th Sixer fan, so
Okay.
I gotta, give a shout out to Joel Embiid, but trust the process, So often people look for instant rewards or instant gratification, which is nice. I wouldn't lie. If I could stumble upon $100 bill or some shoes or something like that, like I would definitely be thankful and grateful for it. But
Right.
when you get things and you don't work for them, I feel like you take it for granted.
You do.
Whereas when you have a process in place to get things and okay, this is the work that it takes to get that, and now once I do finally reap
the rewards,
rewards, I know how to repeat that,
and you're more grateful for it. Like you said, like you're more appreciative, and you just really cherish the rewards as opposed to when something's given to you or you didn't really work for it.
Because when you stumble upon success, How are you going to repeat that? You know?
Right.
Well, maybe I can just be in the right time at the right place again, but who knows, how that's going to happen or if that'll happen again.
And you know how I feel also is that a lot of people just get caught up in getting to the finish line as opposed to the journey. Like you say, trust the process, learn to enjoy the process and everything that comes with it, the ups and the downs, because ultimately that's what it's all about, in my opinion.
I definitely agree, because that journey, not only, are you working toward things, but you'll find that you learn stuff about yourself along the way. Like, okay, well, this didn't work out too well. This kind of back to our first pretend adult tip of know yourself. Along that journey, you'll begin to find things out about yourself, about how, okay, this didn't work out too well. So how did I respond to that? So I know next time it happens, when I'm along this journey, going through this process, I can react to it a certain way.
Right. Yep. Yeah.
So, people, trust the process. We're going to take one last break, and when we come back...
What time is it?
Get out your 5-year-olds and their wiffle balls and your wiffle bats, because...
Guess what?
It's tea time.
All right, pals. It's tea time. So, for tea time today, what I want to talk about... Well, I'll just say that, as Z said earlier, it's been a long week. So, on Tuesday, unfortunately, had my wallet stolen. Had my phone stolen. Yeah, 2 for 1.
They were trying to go up on a Tuesday.
Yeah, they really did. They went up 2 on a Tuesday. But yeah, unfortunately, that happened to me. So I had to go through the process of getting a new phone, getting a new, getting my driver's license replaced, and canceling my cars, all that fun stuff. So, and that's one of the reasons why we couldn't do the podcast. But anyway, back to my point. I just want to say that, in all of this, you still got to get around. I didn't realize how much we leaned on technology, or I would say just leaning on maps, Google Maps, navigation tools and apps. I use it every day and all the time. Like, I'm like, okay, Google, I want to go to Pizza Hut, or okay, Google, take me to Magic City. Just some of the
common
places,
everyday things.
Right. Some of the places I frequent a lot. So I didn't realize how much I didn't pay attention to my surroundings, which is my tea time topic of the day, is being aware of where you are. I had to get around without it for a couple days. So
however did you survive?
Right. Like, some people really can't get around without without their smartphones or functions. Like, it was crazy. And it felt good because I was able to, get home, of course, and I had to, go pick up my phone from one of the FedEx stores. And, I looked it up online, and I used landmarks and, other things to kind of guide me while I was in the car. And I just felt good about myself, about my sense of awareness. So, tea time's point of the day: be mindful of your surroundings, be aware, be in the moment, because you just never know when you might not have a phone, or you might need to know where you're at.
You gotta make yourself self-sufficient.
Yeah, you really do, man. You really do.
People got around without phones.
People got around just looking up at the stars. Like, can you imagine that? Like, where am I? Let me just look up.
North Star.
I still can't do that, man. That's crazy that some people really, can't can't get around without their phone. So don't be that person. Don't let that be you.
It should be an aid, not a crutch.
Right. Exactly.
There you have it, people. Be more aware. He's T. I'm Z.
He's Z.
I want to thank all you pals out there for tuning in with us. We'll try not to go too long again.
Hey, we're doing better. I don't know if you guys are noticing, but we're trying here. All right, like
trusting the process.
We're trusting the process, and every week we're trying to bring you a better product. So I hope you guys really enjoyed the show today. Feel free to make sure you like, subscribe.
Comment, like, and subscribe.
This is what people are doing, so
Follow
I feel like
us
we got to do it
Twitter,
too.
P_adultworld. Follow our Instagram, pretend.adultworld.
I think. Hold up. Let me look it up. Give me a second. Yep. pretend.adult.world. Once again, pals, thank you for listening.